Listen, don't worry about it.
Have you ever played Counter-Strike? You know, I love old school shooters, but Counter-Strike 1.6 is special to me. I put many hours into it, and I still have the original 1.6 copy that my mom bought me. But either way, it's been with me my entire life, but here's the one thing. Once you played enough CS, you start noticing all these clones like Crossfire or even Counter-Strike maps rebuilt in Roblox. So when I stumbled onto another one, it barely caught my attention. It's called It Takes a War, and on the surface, it's just another old, rough 1.6 clone, but the Steam description is weird, and the whole time you're playing, something feels off, and that's because this innocent little game is hiding a dark secret. And today we're going to be digging into it. I've got some theories, it gets creepy, and by the end of it, it left me feeling weirdly sad. Starting up It Takes a War is kind of weird. To begin with, the menu is very basic, and it mimics the color scheme and design of Counter-Strike 1.6, but it somehow actually still kind of looks worse, almost, I would say. However, eventually, I do figure out that we are unable to invite friends. For some reason, it is crossed out in gray and tells us we need to finish a match first, so that's what we're going to do. We can check our settings and things of that nature, but eventually, we have to click Find a Game. Now, as we load in, we get to choose a name to play as. It defaults to my Steam name, which was interesting, and then eventually, we get to choose to connect a microphone. I decide to do that, though it doesn't really matter because the game is telling us we're not going to be able to speak in our first match anyways. So for now, we're simply going to have to listen. After a short bit of waiting, we load into a map named TDM Filth, which is actually mimicking how Counter-Strike maps are named, which is usually something like DE underscore and then Dust2, with the DE standing for Defusal Mode, and TDM in this case is referring to Team Deathmatch. So we load in, and we find ourselves in a menu that also looks very similar to Counter-Strike. Yeah, the entire UI here is ripped directly from 1.6's buy menu, where you buy your different weapons. But we do see a few classes here, like the Assault class, the Sniper class, as well as the Shotgun class. Now, frankly speaking, they're pretty simple, but their descriptions are a bit weird. The Assault Rifle, for example, is described as, "The Assault Rifle is a gun that shoots bullets in a sequential order?" The descriptions are relatively weird, to be honest. They just feel sort of rudimentary, as if they don't actually have a purpose, but for now we just choose a class, and then suddenly, somebody speaks.
Hello?
It's the voice of a player.
Is the call down?
And there's a girl too?
I'm sure everyone will love hearing all our conversations.
Does it matter? It's just two other randos. One of them doesn't even have chat unlocked.
It seems they're referring to us, but there is another player in here too.
Hey.
Another girl gamer.
Shut the
Oh my
fuck up.
god. Great humor as always, Aaron.
Our side of the team seems to consist of the following people. We've got
Usually
ourselves,
something.
we got Sophie, who is a random player just like ourselves, there's Conquistador, another female gamer, Aaron, Brian, and Colch. On the other side, there's the enemy team, which consists of just a bunch of shitpost names, like Wara Online, The Sleepy, Oh Baby a Trifle, so it's mostly joke names on the other team. Once everybody's connected, we start round one with this kind of weird transition screen, but we choose our class and we can go around and play with the others.
I'm going left side.
Yeah.
Woo!
Now we get to experience the actual gunplay, and I'll be honest, it is extremely rough and rudimentary. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Steam page actually lied about this game's gunplay. We managed to win the first round, and then we get to listen into our teammates talking about some things.
Are you coming next Saturday, Aaron?
DK.
What?
Depends if I can get work off.
What's Saturday?
No, we're having a sesh.
Oh, right.
It was assumed you would not want to come.
Yeah, no. Fair.
At this point, it feels like you are a third wheel in a Discord group call with a bunch of friends who've known each other for a long time. Also, if you shoot this one chicken, you get an achievement, which is kind of cool. I also take the opportunity to explore the map, which clearly is inspired by Dust 2 with its very sand dune-esque, like, textures, but there's also some areas that look a little bit odd, like the fountain with a checkered pattern, and some areas that just feel a little bit strange compared to everywhere else.
We're gonna win this one.
You've jinxed it.
Why'd you always have to say stuff like that, Cole?
It's fine. See?
Yeah, yeah.
At this point, besides just a vague eeriness from playing the game, nothing is really that strange.
You're quite bad.
It genuinely feels like we're playing against bots.
Believe me, I am used to failing.
Are they screaming?
A weird addition, but okay.
A good actual question here that he makes is why the enemy models are suddenly making these loud noises of screams, of agony.
Roll me.
Like in the AK.
I'm a bit bored by this game sometimes. Same thing every round, and like the gunplay is so bad.
Nobody's making you play, to be fair.
Now, if you heard that moment right there, there was another very strange scream. Multiple of these discombobulated voices will appear as you play, and you'll hear the sound, but this one genuinely freaked me out when I first heard it. I didn't exactly know why the enemies sounded like that when in the first round there was no noises of that nature from the enemies, but now there suddenly were. Also, there seems to be a tension between some of the members of the friend group.
I'm here for the company.
The tension does let off a little bit though once they start talking about their favorite snacks.
What's everyone's favorite type of crisps?
At least it cools down for a little bit.
What? Smoky bacon wheat crunchies.
Good choice.
I'm a fan of Snacktastics.
Well, alright, big man. What are yours then?
I don't know. Kettle chips or something.
Bit Tory.
Well, to be fair, prawn cocktail go kind of hard too.
Do you know what's better than crisp?
What?
Cracking open a cold one.
Oh, let's go!
A nice cold cream soda.
I hate cream soda.
I fucking love cream soda, I can't lie. Me and Brian are brothers in arms on that one.
So after learning about their favorite sodas and crisps, there is a point that's noticed by Conquistador.
There's always one hiding at the end.
Yeah, it's a bit odd that there's always one enemy missing whenever we're running around the map. Always one that's hard to find, which is odd.
Anyone else notice the head explosions?
Just as Brian says that, Conquistador is talking to her mom in the back, and I notice that there is a balloon at the tip of my weapon for some reason, and if I keep trying to shoot, it eventually
Still
pops.
being a nutter, is she?
That's about the gist of it.
Based on this short interaction, we can tell that Conquistador's home life potentially could be pretty bad given her mom's reaction.
Did anyone do anything nice yesterday?
Oh, it was pissing it down.
I did message it asking if anyone wanted to call, but I don't think anyone was about.
The rain was incredible.
I hated it because my wipers are broken, so I had to wait for it to stop.
So you'd say it didn't help your car run fluidly?
After that dad joke, things get a little awkward between the friend group.
Please, never speak again.
We should play that party game over screen share again sometime.
Gets boring after like 5 minutes.
I had fun with it.
Well, good for you.
We could also play it in person.
The beauty of this friendship being mostly online is that I don't have to see you knobheads that much.
Oof.
Wow.
Does anyone know if David Mack still has that wee Jack Russell Terrier?
I think he does, yeah.
It's actually a Patterdale Terrier he has.
Does it matter?
So pedantic, mate.
Just a different type of dog, innit?
But like, why do you even need to bring it up? You know what he meant.
I was just saying.
What is this?
Leave while you can.
To be fair, it was a classic annoying well actually moment.
Sorry, Jesus. Why am I getting attacked by the rando as well?
You're the one who had to correct people.
I didn't mean anything bad by it.
What's that behind us?
Is that Colin's view?
What the fuck? How is that fair?
Maybe they added new map events or something.
It even looks a bit like my desk.
It does. I bet. I don't know how we're winning.
Despite Colin feeling like shit.
I'm not even doing that badly.
Yeah, kills aren't the only thing that matters.
Or are they?
No, they aren't.
If you haven't started noticing it yet, things are starting to get odd. It started with the balloon, which appeared out of thin air. Then there's the fact that we got a message on Steam from one of the soldiers, which really caught me off guard because I don't get many Steam messages, so it was a bit surprising. And then there was Colin's view of his monitor up in the sky. What's the deal with all of this? Honestly, it gets even more confusing. Because if we enter one of the buildings on the right side of the map, we will find a television. Now, if you simply ignore the television, it won't really matter much to you. However, if you fire off a bullet at it, you will discover something very strange. There's a picture of a man. Now, if you've paid attention, you may have actually seen this man's face on the Steam page for It Takes a War. This is a YouTuber, at least he's referred to as a YouTuber of some sort, or streamer, named Angry Shark Gamer. He is in the promo on the website, and if you watch that promo, you can actually learn a few strange details.
Let's get into the game. Let's freaking go! Chop, chop, chop! What's good, everyone?
Hey.
How you all doing? You're gonna have to support me here. First match.
You sound a bit like...
Are you Angry Shark Gamer?
Let's just play. No special treatment. Let's get stuck in. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, that was pretty good, I can't lie.
Damn it. Where'd he come from? Oh,
Jesus, take a chill pill, man.
little help, anyone?
You're putting the angry in Angry Shark.
Is this it? I don't think I'm getting it, to be honest. Also, none of you have my back. I'm dying left, right, and center out here.
You can always play something else.
Guys, where did everyone go?
Yeah, in the promo, he's playing with the same people. He's playing with Brian, Aaron, and Conquistador. But then, something strange happens. A door opens in the game. A door that leads to his own room. And now here, we can see him again, but he's trapped inside of the television. What exactly happened to him? Well, who knows? But this is not the last time we'll see Angry Shark Gamer in this game. He makes his presence known a few more times. For now, though, we join the others for another round of It Takes a War.
He's a god.
I feel like you guys take games too seriously sometimes.
No, it's just if we're spending time to play them,
If
it's
we're
like...
spending time to play them, then it's a bit fucked just losing every time because of the way you're playing.
It's just a bit annoying.
Right.
It's just a game, but also you don't need to like throw. I lose enough IRL, you know?
I'm not throwing.
Yeah.
This round plays out pretty normal, though there is a lot of animosity towards Colch specifically. It seems like the other three in the friend group are being a little bit frustrated with him for odd reasons, and then this happens.
Just a bit annoying.
You just said that, Aaron?
I didn't say anything.
Definitely did. I saw your name pop up.
You did, but okay.
I'm trying my best.
At what? Colin?
What?
You're trying your best. At what?
Don't know what you mean.
You just said you're trying your best.
No, I didn't.
What's going on here?
Can you guys stop pissing about?
I'm not!
Now this is where things are really getting odd, and I'm starting to feel like something more is going on with this game than just a regular FPS shooter. You see, that voice that we heard, those two voices, were repetitions of what Aaron and Colch had said in previous rounds. But who was saying them? Why were they popping up? Well, I'm gonna figure that out little by little, because things are about to get even weirder when suddenly this happens. That right there was a glitch. And if we pause and rewind, we can see exactly what the glitch was of. It's as if we get a glimpse into the actual engine of the game. This is straight from Unreal Engine. We can see from the logo in the top left, and if we look at all the folders, we can see that it's the game. You can see the Anim Start pack, which is just an animation pack. You can see the player data, the particles, the plugins, the portals, materials, everything. It's all in here. But why are we getting a glimpse into the back of the game? Why are we here? There's not really anything specific we can notice here, besides just the usual stuff. There's different planes, plane 2, plane 3, 4. There is M_digger, there is M_mattress, and loony capture. Other than that, everything looks normal. But why are we seeing this? Why is this appearing to us? Well, we don't know. At least not yet.
Aaron, you're the most pathetic person I've ever met.
That's
what?
quite harsh.
What was?
What you just said.
Stop being annoying.
I didn't do anything.
Colin, you know we've never liked you, right?
cactus.
What?
A bit far out.
I didn't see anything either when it came.
You guys just focus on
You're literally solo queuing. Get some friends.
fuck off.
Now Aaron's being the harsh one.
Is there something wrong with my connection?
You're right. Just focus on the game. You guys are being too annoying.
That was strange. Out of nowhere, just anger coming from them, but then they all seemed to act as if they weren't the ones saying it. Also, for some reason, they attacked Sophie, the random solo queue player, which feels very true to life. But Aaron seems to be having some connection issues. Something is not alright with his game.
I think Aaron DC'd.
He'll join back.
Guys, what's going on?
You DC'd, I think.
Where am I?
At home, I assume?
Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
What's going on? Can't see him.
Did he DC again?
You think he's okay?
It didn't sound okay.
Not only is Aaron having a weird moment, but there's also a giant, and I really mean giant meteor, crashing down into all of us, crashing down into this friend group. This time, there is nobody around us. Everyone else is gone. We don't see anyone in the game. Aaron is still here. We can hear his voice freaking out. The screen glitches. And his voice gets louder. But if we keep walking, eventually we find something.
Help me. Guys, can I join back? Please.
This is the same door that we saw from none else than Angry Shark Gamer, and speaking of him, he's literally on the wall here. Chomp chomp chomp, I guess his slogan. He's there. He's a wallpaper, and this room seems to belong to Aaron. This is his bedroom. And whatever door opened from the game opened into his own domicile. We got a glimpse into his personal space. Was he taken the same way that Angry Shark Gamer was? Maybe he suffered the same fate. Well, let's find out.
Did you guys see that?
The thing in the game.
The weird door stuff.
What was that?
It was like something took me away.
Took you away.
Aaron's gone off on one.
No, genuinely, I feel a bit sick.
Have you started the sesh already, lad?
We can stop if you want. Let's go back to CS or something.
I'm trying. I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
It's like I want to quit, but my body won't let me.
Just Alt F4, you silly sausage.
Well, why don't you?
Okay, I will.
I can't quit either.
I'm trying.
It's like I'm glued to my chair.
This is really freaking me out. You guys weren't in there.
It's one of those hypnotism tricks.
What are you talking about?
Like one of those Darren Brown things. He played a video and it made lots of people watching feel like they couldn't leave their seats.
This is a bit stranger than that, mate.
Just play to the end of the game. I'm sure it'll pass.
I don't like this.
Yeah, no shit, Aaron.
It'll pass. Chill.
We'll see.
Jesus, I hate this.
Just finish the game. It'll be fine. It's just a trick.
I won't lie. I'm starting to feel a bit sick as well.
After the smoke is thrown, everyone is gone again, and there's yet another door. If we approach it and enter, it's another room. Slowly but surely, I get the confidence to enter this one too. But the inside of this one is different. There is still a chomp 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 poster on the wall, but something strange is happening in this room. There is a weird ticking noise. It sounds like somebody ripping a post-it, and that's because that might actually be the case. You start noticing them around the room, but there's several of them. Yellow post-it notes repeating with just one sentence on it, which is, remember to do your work. What is that work? Well, honestly, I don't know. There's a few notes just pointing towards a few exams, but the notes will keep going. They don't stop until we start shooting them. So one by one, the noise gets louder and louder and louder.
Get down here.
What we just saw was the room of another one of our teammates. This was Elle's room, or Conquistador. We know this because in the chat, her voice messages were the only ones coming through in this moment. The voice messages of her mother yelling and berating her from the background, which kind of implies that she probably has a rough life at home, and the post-it notes would probably be connected to that, given that all they imply is that she has to get work done.
What the fuck was that?
It was your room this time, Al.
It was a bit less real than before.
Harsh in there.
Fuck off, Rando.
I thought you said you hated cream soda.
What?
Didn't you say you hate cream soda?
I do.
But there were loads of empty cans of it in that bin.
Are you kidding me right now, Colin?
I just thought it was weird.
They weren't mine.
Ah, fair. Who was drinking cream soda then?
They were Brian and Aaron's from the other week. We didn't have time to put them in the bin, so I just put them in my bag and then binned them at home.
Ah. What were you guys up to?
We were at the beach.
Where was my invite?
It was a bit of a spur of the moment thing. You were busy, I'm pretty sure.
Don't think so.
Can we please focus on the game and get it over with sooner?
Yeah, don't worry, I was just kidding.
Why are you so sure the game ending will stop the weirdness?
Because if the weird hypnotization stuff is from the game being over will stop it.
I don't think it's hypnotization.
Well, we'll find out, won't we? Aaron, you're breathing directly into your microphone.
Sure, sorry.
This time, we're in a dark void. We can't hear anyone else, and the place we were literally at just a second ago is now merely a picture. There's also a post-it note which simply says, "Got you." Who got us? I don't really know. Whatever the entity in this game is, or whatever this game is, it seems to think it's captured us by trapping us inside of this space. For now, all we can do is turn around and walk towards another door.
Yes. What a shot.
Okay, that was pretty good, I can't lie.
It feels so good to actually win something.
Absolutely.
This time, the room that we see is far more derelict than the other ones. It looks much more run down, much more old, and for whatever reason, there's a rat on the floor. It's a pretty big one, and the more you shoot it, the larger it gets, but I got a bit uncomfortable with that, so I sort of stopped doing it after a while. But whose room is this? Could potentially be Coach's or Brian's, but for now, we aren't totally sure.
Fuck that.
It gets worse every time, man.
It really does.
Brian, your room was pretty dire. Is that how you're living?
That was yesterday, wasn't it?
Colin, not now.
It was though, wasn't it?
So what?
You were playing without me.
Are we not allowed to play games without you?
No, obviously. It's just it would have been nice to have been invited.
Does it really matter that much?
Yeah, but when I asked if you guys were up to anything yesterday, and you didn't even mention it.
We were just playing a few casual matches. It was nothing.
Well, it feels like something to me.
Colin, we're allowed to play a game without you. Christ!
It just feels shitty when you deliberately play just you guys.
It wasn't deliberate.
But it was, though. It always is, because it keeps happening.
Oh, and I wonder why we'd do that.
What?
You're an annoying prick sometimes, to be honest.
Jesus. Okay.
Okay, settle down. Aaron's been a bit harsh there.
Just a bit?
Listen, we were already playing when you asked, and we just missed the message. It doesn't mean we don't like you, so don't take everything so personally.
No, it just means you don't bother to think of me.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
No, so what are you saying then? Even without me messaging, you still could have asked.
Nothing, I'm just telling you how it actually is.
I get this feeling a lot, you know? And it hurts sometimes.
Well, I'm sorry that's the case, but you feeling like that isn't our fault.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh yeah, whatever.
He's left, I think. I don't know how.
You guys are being quite harsh.
Who gives a shit?
Believe me, if you'd spent more time with him, you'd understand he is incredibly clingy.
I guess I can see that a bit.
I mean, you can see how his first reaction to literally everything is to assume that we did it to hurt him.
Can you guys leave the game yet?
Nah, I'm still feeling stuck.
I guess at least Colin leaving shows it's possible. That other stuff was so weird though. I guess it records your conversations?
But that wasn't from the in-game chat.
Yeah, but maybe it still has access to your mic or something.
And how would it know what your room looks like?
Some weird AI webcam thing, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a minute really quickly and just go through what exactly just happened. It's pretty clear from the conversation that, well, the others don't really like Kolch that much. They seem to be pretty rude towards him, and it looks like me and Sophie are stuck in some Discord friend group drama, which, to be fair, is a pretty common occurrence, but the way that they're treating him genuinely feels, I don't know, off-putting. To be honest, the three people that are against him, that being Ben, Aaron, and I guess Elle, all seem like kind of assholes, and he seems to genuinely be taking it to heart, but also notice that while the others are unable to leave the game, almost like something in real life is tethering them down, keeping them unable to disconnect, Kolch was able to leave, and pretty easily at that too. He simply was there 1 second, and the next, he was gone. But what happens next, though, is an interesting thing, because Sophie, or Elle, mentioned that the enemies are missing.
Where's the other team?
Probably just hiding.
And if we run over to their base, we'll notice that their bodies are all scorched, as if they were all killed already. even though we hadn't shot a single bullet yet.
Is that Colin?
What the fuck?
Colin?
We find ourselves in a new room, but there's also something else. If you listen really closely, you can hear somebody breathing, inhaling and exhaling very deeply. Either they're having a run or, well, they could be dealing with something. Hyperventilating even possibly. Also, the room is just black and white, whereas every other room so far had color, had vibrant colors. Though the rooms were dreary otherwise, they still had some form of life. This place feels much darker. But it doesn't end there, because eventually we do hear someone speak. Someone we recognize.
Go away. Please.
What's going on?
They don't care.
You're hurting them.
Maybe they deserve it.
They don't.
They do. I'm so sick of it.
And what about you, huh?
Brian, I wouldn't.
No, I want to say this. I try to stop things getting confrontational, but here, you're annoying sometimes, Colin. Sorry, but you are.
Yeah, I get it.
You correct people on so many needless things. You don't take the games we play seriously when we want to, and you always assume we're out to get you.
Yeah, I said I get it.
So is it really that surprising sometimes we hang out just us three? It's not that we don't like you. Fuck, I really don't have that much of a problem with you at all. But we're allowed to do things without your permission, aren't we?
Of course. It's my fault for being hurt.
That's not what I fucking said.
I'd rather you just told me, rather than avoiding confrontation all the time.
That's literally what he's doing right now.
When it's already too late.
You're thinking so black and white. Being thoughtless doesn't mean they were trying to hurt you.
All I wanted to do is to connect with you lot. And you make it feel unsolvable and impossible to navigate, where you either don't care or don't show that you care. Either way, it makes me feel inhuman, and that's a hell of a thing to make someone feel just for trying to be your friend.
It's not as deep as that. Have you ever considered that maybe some people just don't want to be as close to you as you do to them?
And why do I have to attack you and start arguments with you just for you to admit something like that? Why does it feel like it takes a fucking war just to get you to say you don't want to be friends?
Oh, I'm so glad we are all friends, Colin.
Yes, it's great, isn't it? All of us being brilliant friends.
It's truly something special.
Thanks, guys. I love being friends with you all too.
And the best part is how much we all care about each other, and how we'd always invite you to things no matter what.
And always respect you, and your time.
Not to mention, never taking you for granted.
And I to you. There's no expiration date on this friendship. We're so connected.
What the fuck? Yeah, there is a lot to unpack here, so I think we should start from the beginning. Obviously, the room we were in was Colch's, or Colin's. I just like calling Colch. That was his room, and unlike the others, his room lacked color. I mean, the room itself, everything looked nice and tidy and actually, well, generally kind of better than the others. Looked like he has himself well off, but he lacked the colors in his room. That's the first thing I noticed. The second is, clearly there's been some pent-up anger between this entire friend group. All of them seem to have issues with each other, but they have mostly issues with Colin. Frankly speaking, I think this is the underlying thing of this game, and we'll talk more about it at the end of the video, but it's clear that this is a sort of metaphor for friendships online, and how those friendships can be very vapid at times, or even taxing on a person, because at the end of the day, we don't know the person on the other side of the screen, but at the same time, our words or lack thereof can impact them, can hurt them, can leave them feeling lonely, sad, and little by little, that's been tearing away at Colin. He's been feeling that pain constantly. The second thing I want to bring up is something that genuinely scared the shit out of me, which is the messages that I kept getting in the bottom right. Now, this is clearly part of the game, but those are messages from real people in my friends list. Those are actual people that I know. Those are actual people that I've played games with in the past. And all of them were telling me to stop. It was pointless. That I was stuck in the maze. Walls, you could see Conquistador and the others, all his friends, or the people he thought were his friends, and their last login date just keeps getting further and further away. But I think the strangest thing is the ending. Because right at the end, we can hear everybody's voices.
Oh, I'm so glad we are all friends, Colin.
Yes, it's great, isn't it? All of us being brilliant friends.
And they're talking about being best friends. But the strange part is they all sound like marionettes, like puppets being controlled to say the things they're saying. Their voices sound not like them, almost like they're being forced to say those words. It actually, oddly enough, reminded me of a movie I recently watched, which you may be familiar with, known as Obsession. And for them all to be super close and always stick together, but in the end, they all just become these puppets for him, just saying what he wants to hear, and it's kind of disturbing. There's also the fact that we see specifically three soldiers that are crucified. Those three are them. Either this is a metaphor for their friendship, essentially being over because he crucified them, or they're strung up like puppets. It could be either one, but what solidifies it all is the meteor that hits at the end. This is the same meteor we saw before. Something like a premonition for bad things to come. Well, we are back in game, but there's only one more person.
Shit.
It's Sophie.
Oh, I don't really know what to do now.
I don't know either, Sophie, to be honest.
And I'm stuck with someone who can't even talk back.
Well,
no offense.
I wish I could. Well, offense taken. I'm trying to.
Hello?
No, that's terrifying. This scared the shit out of me. You see, in this exact moment, my game crashed. And at first, I was a bit confused. I thought maybe the game had an issue. I mean, again, games do tend to crash sometimes. But no, this was not just the game crashing. That was intentional. The game turned itself off on us. And when we launch back in, the menu is changed. The doors are now filled with screenshots of my desktop of OBS and me watching a stream. But not just that, there's also something different with the logo. It takes you. But we load back into another match, and it's the same match as before. The rounds are continuing. Once again, everything just goes black, and this time, I'm even more confused. I turn around and there's background noise. There's people. On the wall, it says Blue's room. Okay. It's a weird way to start things off. But inside, it's all revealed.
Is this your place then? Well, I assume it doesn't look exactly like this, but still. Very individual.
How much do you know all these people? Like, really know? Oh, well, I think I can see you up ahead.
It's easy to forget how everyone playing online is like a real person. Maybe that sounds silly, obviously they are, but someone with hopes and dreams and fears and a room. Just that, just a room they play games in. You never know what's happening in anyone else's. Not really. Everyone has a gallery to be made of them. Even the people who don't say a word.
Maybe that's why people find it so much easier to be shitty over the internet. You can even be accidentally cruel online because there's that level of disconnect there. You don't know what's going on in their room. I guess that's true of real life too. That's the thing. We're all individuals. Not just him.
What you and me just witnessed is a museum of people from my friend list. These are people that I actually know on Steam. These are people that some I haven't spoken to in years. Some that haven't logged in years. Some that I just haven't really remembered. And some that I do remember. These are literally other people that I've talked to. This shit really caught me off guard. And I think this entire moment was genuinely, I don't know, I think terrifying, weird, surprising. It's like a weird mirror into almost yourself, but through your friend list. For example, the image on the wall here is the moment of terror, the moment of realization. That was the picture when we walked into the void for the first time. And if we walk around, there's just more and more people from my friend list. More and more people that I haven't spoken to in years. And I recognize these people. I know these people. This person on the wall here is a YouTuber I haven't spoken to in, well, 5 years. Somebody I haven't connected with in a long time. And there's just more stuff in here. There's an entire screenshot of my desktop, which was really surprising. There's also a picture of the UK, because I think the game assumed I'm from the UK because I have my computer set to English, but that's besides the point. I think the scariest part of this room is sort of that feeling of, like, not knowing. Seeing somebody like Skits Machine, an old friend of mine who I used to make Counter-Strike videos, ironically, with many, many years ago, not having been online for so many years makes me wonder where he is, what he's up to, and what his life looks like. And I feel like maybe a lot of us have had those moments. Moments where you just learn that there are these people out there that you think you know, but you truly don't know them. Or at least you thought you knew them. You don't know what's going on in their lives. You don't know what ambitions they have, where they are, what they're doing. It's honestly kind of scary in some way, but also equally as beautiful. Because as much as we do know each other, we also don't. But this room, this next room, was just creepy. Because if we walk into this dark void, there's me. And that is literally me. Just sitting there playing It Takes a War. Now, at first I assumed that was a picture of me, because, well, what else would it be? Until I had a odd realization when I realized that that was a live feed of my face cam.
Wait, this is now? I didn't realize it was fucking live. Oh my god, I thought it was a photo. Holy shit. Oh, this is scary. What the fuck? Okay, no, fuck that.
And then the next room held something that genuinely terrified me quite a bit. You see, here is the future. And on the wall, there's a picture. It's my Steam account. And the last login date was 76 years ago. We're back in the game for round 24. And, well, we're alone again. Except there is still one more person with us. And of course, that is Sophie.
Colin? Are you there? Colin!
What?
I want to show you something.
I don't need to see anything.
It's important.
This time we're in a white void with a door on the other side. If we enter in, it's another black and white room, just like Colin's, except this one might belong to Sophie.
This is my room.
It's a normal room.
It is, yeah.
Fitting, since you're like everyone else.
Ah. You don't know a thing about me. We've hardly had a conversation.
Don't I? When it comes down to it, you were on their side.
You see that leaflet on the wall? The theatre one?
Yeah.
I got rejected from that place. For a community play. I didn't even know you could be rejected from a community play.
What's your point?
Also, my carpet has a massive burn mark because I accidentally left the hairdryer on the floor.
Okay.
Which doesn't help with this next fun fact about me. That pill bottle over there? I take one of those every single day for OCD. 100 milligrams of sertraline. Give me the night sweats like mad, but they do help.
Right.
And I love that band on the wall. And I hate slow walkers. And I feel mixed on pairs. And
Okay. I don't know you.
That's my point. No one knows anyone. They didn't think they were hurting you as much as they did. But you don't know what they have going on either. No one knows anyone. That's beautiful. But also terrifying.
So that makes it okay they hurt me, does it?
No, it doesn't. And I'm sorry they did that. But it's not worth fighting them over.
What do you expect me to do?
Except that they're human beings. Except that everyone has their reasons for acting a certain flawed way. But that doesn't mean you have to stay friends. You said yourself that it feels like you're in a war, and maybe sometimes that's what it takes. Maybe sometimes you need that. But you can let it go now.
It hurts.
I know.
I don't know if I can.
Is it over?
I think so.
What happened to Colin?
He left.
Yeah, you did.
But like, what was all that stuff?
We should probably report it to... well, to someone.
We should probably just forget about it.
I think it was showing us what needed to be shown. For the best, I think.
Maybe.
What do we do now?
Another game?
Shut up.
So that's the game. That is It Takes a War, but I do still have a few things I want to say before we finish this video off. Actually, I have quite a few things I want to say and talk about. Like, for example, what just happened? What did we just see and what was the game? So I'm going to talk about my own personal theory. I'm going to talk about some of my thoughts on the game, some of the things I saw and some of the feelings I had about it. But also, I have actually some answers from the developer of the game. Not direct answers to necessarily the lore or anything of that nature, but just some general questions I asked the dev, who actually very generously responded, and I'll talk about those at the end of this video. So first, let's begin with the museum. Now, I'll be honest, I think the museum is kind of a way for us to reflect at the people we meet online. Actually, this entire game is sort of a reflection of the people you meet online. It's supposed to be a reflection of the fact that we don't know the people in our friend list, but also that sometimes we'll meet people that we'll never speak to again. Like, that one person you met online who you maybe had the best time ever playing with, you may never ever speak to them again. You may never know what their life has gone towards. I actually saw a comment in one of the videos about this game on YouTube who said that they actually got a message from one of their friends who had passed away while playing the game. Like, the account of one of their passed away friends messaged them, which definitely was a shock. And I had a similar, but I can't say the exact same type of feeling, but seeing some of the people that I just don't even have a way of reaching out to anymore, contacting me through Steam, was genuinely terrifying in some weird way. It actually really, really surprised me, and I don't know how else to say this, but it was both beautiful and scary at the same time. And then seeing that last online 76 years ago thing for myself made me realize something very important, which is there will be a day when I will never log in again. A last time that I will be on. There will be people out there who might see me on their friend list and not remember who I was. Or people who see me on their friend list and remember that, oh, it's the guy I played games with. And in some weird way, that is scary, but also, again, kind of the beauty on the internet in some weird way. But that's the first aspect of this game. The second thing I want to talk about really quickly is what was Colin's and the friend group's entire deal. Now, my theory, at least this weird theory, is that the game essentially worked as a way to trap them, in Colin's case. The game almost molded itself in such a way that he was able to trap them in here, even stalk them. Maybe that's why he was able to peer into us by having my camera being taken over so he can look into my room the same way he looked into their room. Something about what he did created maybe some form of entity that was able to look into other people's spaces to see where they are, what they're doing. And maybe the entity didn't do that in a malicious way. Maybe keeping them stuck in the game was a necessity to force them to reconcile and come to a final conclusion on their friendship or lack thereof. But one thing I didn't like was this idea that it was almost okay for them. That in the end, Sophie almost tries to justify how they acted and how rude they were to Colin. Like, frankly, I stand with my boy Colin. I think he did nothing wrong. And calling him clingy and all these things, there are better ways to go about it. But at the end of the day, online friendships are messy. They're dramatic. It's stuff that just happens. When you're young, you tend to act in childish or dramatic ways. And frankly speaking, it happens in adulthood too. And I think this game did a great job at sort of portraying that, giving a glimpse into a reality that a lot of us have probably lived through, where you meet people online, you have fallings out, you make new friendships, friendships disappear. It's just how it is. And at the end here, we can see that Colin leaves. It's sort of a way for him to leave this friend group, leave the game, and also to leave them. So what was the deal with the game then? Well, my theory is that Colin was the creator of it. Colin was the one who concocted it, made his friends play it as a way to maybe stay in touch with them. But the more that they disconnected from him, the more he almost put this anger and sadness of his into the game, and it morphed it into something far more terrifying. And in the end here, when we see the meteor going back into the sky, that's him finally, for the last time, reconciling with this and letting them go. So all the entities we saw in this game, all the things that occurred, at least in my mind, were created by Colin. They were manifestations of sorts, a way for him to trap them in this game so they could be together and still stay friends, but also to punish them for how they treated him. It took a war for him to be able to finally get them to say how they truly feel. And in the end, he accepted it, which is why when the meteor flies away, he flies away on it. The crashing meteor is the conclusion to their friendship. And now he simply accepted that. But I do actually have some answers from the developer about a few things at least, which is from Thomas McKinnon, the creator of It Takes a War, as well as another game called The Corridor. Now, I asked him a few questions, so I'm going to go through some of these really quickly. First, I asked him what brought about the creation of It Takes a War, and it turns out that it was actually an idea he had for a game before he finished his first game, The Corridor. It was one of those ideas he had where he just needs to write it down as soon as possible because he knows it's a good one, and originally he wanted to work on it, but he wasn't sure if the idea was something he's going to be able to do, given that it might be too large in scope. The second thing I asked him actually was, why was Counter-Strike chosen as a basis for this parody? And it's actually kind of funny, according to him. He says, I was actually far more of a Team Fortress 2 guy, but as I say, I had a CSGO era in high school, which is when I really started to play with my friends over microphone. So that's why it felt more fitting to go with a more military shooter aesthetic. I think you can also get a bit of old Call of Duty and Battlefield in the vibes there as well, which helps it be a bit more applicable to a wide variety of people, which honestly, I'm really happy with, and I think the last thing he says, it's like a weird Half-Life mod you stumble across at 2 a.m. That's the vibe this game gives me, and that's one of the reasons I actually love the game. It Takes a War does give me that sort of Half-Life mod vibe, which is great. Then I also asked him another question, which is 3. Was Colin the one who created the game, or did he in any shape manipulate the game? Well, he says, I don't think I can answer that. That's up for you as the player to decide and interpret, which makes me wonder, could be the case. Could be possible. At least that's what I think. But either way. I then also asked him, did he trap them in the game or was it more so a manifestation? And here he says the same thing. See above. It's up to you to decide this and decide if that's the case. Which, again, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts in the comments about that. And then I also asked, where is our boy Angry Shark Gamer? I mean, did he get stuck in that TV permanently? Will he eventually find a way out? And, well, it's actually kind of funny. He says, great question. Now, I love Angry Shark Gamer. He's played by a guy called Bobby Burm, who did speedruns of The Corridor, the other game, back in the day, who very kindly recorded his section for the trailer and demo for us on a short notice. So shout out to him. Honestly, don't know what happened or will happen to him, but I will like to pick that story thread back up one day, even if it's just a small way. That section in the demo where he was watching and reacting to you play is an idea I love. I think there's probably an entire game in that, but not one I'm planning on making anytime soon, so that's it for now. But yeah, I don't know, man. I hope our boy Angry Shark Gamer is alive at least. I did also ask if he plans to make any more games in this style, like ARG type games or horror games. He says he's definitely planning on making more experimental first-person games. Whether or not they're horror is another question, but he definitely has some ideas in that vein. If the current project he's pitching to a publisher manages to get funding, he thinks it will actually please a lot of people who want more of this type of game. So at least I'm excited to see something like that. And then the final question I asked was there anything he wished he could have changed in development that he could have maybe delved further into? And he says probably mostly technical and polished stuff, some of which he still plans to do one day when he has the time. He'd like to optimize the game a bit more, as there are a few more bugs to clean up and visual issues that need to be fixed in certain places, that kind of thing. In terms of story content, though, he's very happy with how the game actually turned out, and basically everything he wanted to have made is in there, and he guesses that if he had infinite time and money, he probably would have made the AI teammates act as realistically as possible, but that's the kind of thing that a solo developer can't do. So that was the final question, and honestly, this game was really just a gem. I enjoyed my time with it all the way through. I think It Takes a War is a interesting game, though its message can be seen in different ways. Some people might hate it for the game trying to somewhat, at least if you interpret it that way, trying to say that it was fine how Colin was treated. Others might think that the game is not trying to say that. Maybe the game was just trying to tell you that sometimes it's better to cut loose people that are mistreating you online, even if they are just online friends. Sometimes it's better just to cut them loose and move on with your life. Maybe that's the lesson we should take from this. At the end of the day, just like our boy here, Thomas, said, you kind of have to interpret the game for yourself. You have to figure out what the game is truly about. So that is the conclusion of my video on It Takes a War, a Counter-Strike clone with some really dark twists and a weird secret ending. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.
Huh? What the?